They had sealed the stone with Caesars. They had set the guard to keep, but no seal could hold the living. No grave clothes could bind his sleep. On the morning of the third day, while the watchmen stood asleep, heaven shook the earth with glory, rolled the stone from Joseph's key. Up from the grave he rose again, living victorious, King of men. Death could not contain the author of the life that never ends. Up from the grave the shepherd's risen, conquering sin and conquering shame. Up from the grave he rose victorious. Jesus lives forever the same. Mary wept beside the garden, thought a stranger stood so near, till he spoke her name so gently, and her sorrow turned to cheer. Thomas doubted, touched the nail prints. Peter ran with wondering feet. Every fear the world had given met the risen Christ complete. Up from the grave he rose again, living victorious, King of men. Death could not contain the author of the life that never ends. Up from the grave the shepherd's risen, conquering sin and conquering shame. Up from the grave he rose victorious. Jesus lives forever the same. Now the grave has lost its terror, now the tomb has lost its sting, for the Lamb who bled at Calvary rose the everlasting King. Every stone that seals a sorrow, every death this world can give, rolls away before the power of the Christ who rose to live. Up from the grave he rose again, living victorious, King of men. Death could not contain the author of the life that never ends. Up from the grave the shepherd's risen, conquering sin and conquering shame. Up from the grave he rose victorious. Jesus lives forever the same. Jesus lives forever the same. sinning, so that guilty souls could die. To the power sin had held us, to the chains we could not break, trading all His perfect righteousness for the ruin we would make. Oh, the great exchange of Calvary, sinless for the sinner's shame. He became our sin and sorrow, so we'd wear His righteous name. What we owed, He paid in fullness. What He earned, He gives away. This is love's most holy bargain. This the debt we'll never pay. Not a scale could weigh the trading, not a mind could grasp it whole, that the judge became the prisoner to acquit the guilty soul. He who knew no separation bore the Father's turning face, so that we who knew no welcome now could stand in endless grace. Oh, the great exchange of Calvary, sinless for the sinner's shame. He became our sin and sorrow, so we'd wear His righteous name. What we owe, He paid in fullness. What He earned, He gives away. This is love's most holy bargain. This the debt we'll never pay. Clothed in garments not our making, robed in righteousness not earned, we who wandered far in darkness to the Father's house have turned. This is not a debt of merit. This is grace we could not buy. Christ became our curse and ruin, so that we would never die. Oh, the great exchange of Calvary, sinless for the sinner's shame. He became our sin and sorrow, so we'd wear His righteous name. What we owe, He paid in fullness. What He earned, He gives away. This is love's most holy bargain. This the debt we'll never pay. This the debt we'll never pay. Bearing shame, every step through jeering crowds now answered for the sinner's blame. They had never known the burden of the wood He bore alone, nor the weight of every sinner song. Nailed to the tree, nailed to the tree, the righteous one for you and me. Hands that form the earth and heavens, pierced and open, bled and free. Every curse that we had awakened, every debt we could not pay, hung there nailed upon the timber on that dark and dreadful day. Darkness fell at noonday's hour, heaven turned its face away, for the Father could not gaze upon the sin His Son bore that day. Why hast thou forsaken me now? Cried the Son in anguished breath, bearing hell so we could heaven, bearing death so we'd have breath. Nailed to the tree, nailed to the tree, nailed to the tree, the righteous one for you and me. Hands that form the earth and heavens, pierced and open, bled and free. Every curse that we had awakened, every debt we could not pay, hung there nailed upon the timber on that dark and dreadful day. Blood and water from His body, torn the veil from top to base. Every barrier now is broken, every sinner has a place. What was closed is now wide open, what was far is now brought near. Through the tree where love was hoisted, mercy speaks and casts out fear. Nailed to the tree, nailed to the tree, nailed to the tree, the righteous one for you and me. Hands that form the earth and heavens, pierced and open, bled and free. Every curse that we had awakened, every debt we could not pay, hung there nailed upon the timber on that dark and dreadful day. On that dark and dreadful day. Before the mountains found their footing, before the stars were flung in place, before the first breath stirred the morning, the Lamb was chosen in His grace. Not an afterthought of heaven, not a rescue plan delayed, but a love decreed in glory long before the world was made. Slain before the world began, written in the eternal plan. Love that knew the cross every shadow in the garden, every lamb upon the stone, every altar built in Eden pointed to the Lamb alone. He who set the earth's foundations knew the nails and knew the cost, yet he wrote our names in heaven long before the world was lost. Slain before the world began, written in the eternal plan. Love that knew the cross was coming, chose it still to save mankind. Before we fell, before we wandered, mercy had already bled. Slain before the world began, the Lamb whose blood would raise the dead. Not a moment took him captive, not a plan he did not choose. Every step to Calvary's mountain was the love he would not lose. Foreknown, forechosen, foreordained, the Lamb slain in eternal love. Before the world had ever fallen, grace was raining from above. Slain before the world began, written in the eternal plan. Love that knew the cross was coming, chose it still to save mankind. Before we fell, before we wandered, mercy had already bled. Slain before the world began, the Lamb whose blood would raise the dead. The Lamb whose blood would raise the dead.
They waited for a warrior, they had hope for crown and throne, but he came in meek surrender, bearing griefs that were our own. No man wanted his acquaintance, no man saw the beauty there, yet he carried every sorrow that we could not rightly bear. Despised, rejected, man of sorrow, bearing griefs he did not earn, struck and smitten, yet not silenced, loving still though love would burn. We esteemed him not, nor saw him, turned our faces, turned away, yet he turned his face to Calvary, and he would not turn away. False accusers stood before him, Judas kissed and Peter fled. Pilate washed his hands of justice, still the Lamb to slaughter led. Not a word in self-defending, not a curse for those who spat, only silence, only mercy for the ones who did all that. Despised, rejected, man of sorrow, bearing griefs he did not earn, struck and smitten, yet not silent, sorrows, surely carried all our grief, wounded for our own transgressions, bruised to purchase our relief. By his stripes we stand forgiven. Oh, by his scorn we're counted whole. Oh, he who bore the world's rejection now receives the sinner's soul. Despised, rejected, man of sorrow, bearing griefs he did not earn, struck and smitten, yet not silenced, loving still though love would burn. We esteemed him not, nor sought him, turned our faces, turned away. Yet he turned his face to Calvary, and he would not turn away. And he would not turn away. In the garden, shadows falling underneath the olive trees, knelt the Son of God in anguish, weeping low upon his knees. Every sorrow we would carry, every cup of wrath and pain, pressed upon him in that darkness, till his sweat fell down like rain. Not my will, but thine be done, cried the Father's only Son. Though the cup was bitter sorrow, love would drink it, love would run straight into the waiting darkness, straight into the waiting cross. Not my will, but thine be done, so that we would not be lost. 3 times he rose from praying, 3 times found the watchmen asleep. Yet he did not flee the garden, yet he did not break his key. Angels watched in silent wonder, heaven held its breath below, as the Savior chose the anguish that would let the sinner go. Not my will, but thine be done, cried the Father's only Son. Though the cup was bitter sorrow, love would drink it, love would run straight into the waiting darkness, straight into the waiting cross. Not my will, but thine be done, so that we would not be lost. Father, if it may be able, let this cup from me depart, yet not what I will, but thine will, spoke the true and willing heart.
self-surrendered. Every yes to Calvary's call was the moment love decided it would bear the sin of all. Not my will, but thine be done, cried the Father's only Son. Though the cup was bitter sorrow, love would drink it, love would run straight into the waiting darkness, straight into the waiting cross. Not my will, but thine be done, so that we would not be lost, so that we would not be lost.
Round the throne, a great assembly, every kindred, tribe, and tongue gathers now before the Lamb who once was slain, yet lives, yet reigns. Elders cast their crowns before him, angels veil their faces bright, for the Lamb who bore the anguish now is clothed in endless light. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain, worthy to receive all the praise, power, riches, wisdom, honor, glory be to him always. Every knee shall bow before him, every voice shall sing his fame. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain, forever worthy is his name. No more scroll remains unopened, no more mystery unsealed, for the Lion who's the Lamb now has the victory revealed. Every song of earth and heaven rises now in one great voice, for the cross that seemed our sorrow is the reason we rejoice. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain, worthy to receive all the praise, power, riches, wisdom, honor, glory be to him always. Every knee shall bow before him, every voice shall sing his fame. Worthy is the Lamb who was slain, forever worthy is his name. From the cross unto the throne room, from the tomb unto the crown, every step the Savior traveled turned our mourning upside down. Now we sing what heaven's singing, now we join the endless praise, for the Lamb who once was slaughtered reigns and reigns through endless days. Worthy is the Lamb His name.